It's Dramatic Listening, the podcast where you learn English by listening to radio plays. I'm your host and teacher, Wendy Lambert. Welcome back to Dramatic Listening. This is episode 98, and it's the third episode of The Choice, a Gunsmoke radio play, and I'm calling this one A Criminal Goes Free. Now, sometimes the law releases criminals. For example, when prisons get too full, the government might release the ones who committed minor crimes to make room for criminals who committed more serious crimes. Or a police detective might not arrest a drug dealer because once he's in prison, he'll tell them nothing. But if he's out on the streets, he will eventually lead them to the big boss, and that's the guy the police really want to catch. As usual, this story is serialized on Dramatic Listening. We're in the middle of the story now. This is episode 3 of 5. So if you haven't been listening from the beginning, you really should go back and start with episode 96. Dramatic listening is edutainment. Now that's a combination of education and entertainment. It's all part of helping you keep up your momentum in your English studies. By making learning fun and giving you something entertaining to listen to, I hope to keep you interested and motivated. The podcast is now one part of my larger ESL site called English Momentum. I hope you drop by EnglishMomentum.com and check out the site, but also to get the free PDF that comes with each episode of this podcast. Just register and log in. Registration is free. As a logged-in member, you can download the free PDF. In it, you'll find the vocabulary and the transcript for the podcast episode to help you learn the words and read along. There's a new PDF with every episode, so I really encourage you to head on over to EnglishMomentum.com and become a member today. As I said, today we're listening to part 3 of The Choice, an old-time radio play from Gunsmoke, and it was first aired in 1955. In this part of the play, Andy gets into a fight in the bar, or the saloon, as they called it in the Old West. He didn't start this fight, but he's ready to stand up to this other man. Problem is, he's drunk and doesn't realize how drunk he is. Matt Dillon steps in and breaks up the fight. Perhaps he should have let them fight and then arrested them both, but instead, he let a criminal go free. We'll listen to Act 2, Scene 2 shortly to find out what Matt was thinking when he let a criminal go free. But first, we have 15 key words to learn. And remember, these words are all posted on Quizlet. So if you're a Chinese speaker, you could learn these words with English-Chinese flashcards and games at www.englishmomentum.com/Quizlet. And now for the key words. I'll be giving you the word, the meaning, and a model sentence for each one. Our first one is the idiom, lose one's temper. So you might lose your temper, and that would mean that you get uncontrollably angry. In Chinese, we could say 动怒 or 发火, 发怒 or 发脾气. I'm sorry I lost my temper and said things I shouldn't have said. 对不起，我发火了，并说我不应该说的话。Lose one's temper. Word number 2 is the law, okay? And you need the word the in front of it. When you talk about the law, you're talking about the authorities, the people in authority who carry out the law. So the law could mean a judge or a marshal, a sheriff, or a police officer. They represent the law, so you can refer to them as the law. In Chinese, 执法者 or 当局. Unable to prove it was self-defense, Tom ran from the law and became a fugitive. 无法证明是自卫，汤姆逃避法律当局，成为逃犯。The law. Word number 3, stick around. Stick around is a verb. It means stay here, don't go away. 别走 or 逗留. It looks like you're making out okay on your own. You don't need me to stick around here, do you? 看起来你自己做得很好，你不需要我留在这里，对吗？ Stick around. Word number 4, jail. A jail is a place where people are kept after they've been arrested and before they're tried in court. So it's like a prison, but it's just for a short time before the trial. 监狱. The marshal arrested him for drunken fighting and locked him in jail. 美国法警因为醉酒打架逮捕了他，并将他关在监狱里。Jail. Word number 5 is an idiom, sleep it off. If you sleep it off, it means you fall asleep drunk and you wake up sober, not drunk anymore. In Chinese, we could say 解馋 or 睡一觉消除宿醉. He's drunk as a skunk, but if we just let him sleep it off, he should be okay by morning. 他喝得烂醉了，但如果我们让他睡一觉消除宿醉，早上应该就好了。Sleep it off. Word number 6, 2-word verb, turn somebody loose. Turn him loose. Give someone his freedom. 释放 or 开释 in Chinese. The police turned the suspect loose after 48 hours because they didn't have enough evidence to hold him. 48小时后，警方把那位嫌疑人释放，因为他们没有足够的证据拘留他。Turn somebody loose. Word number 7, circular. Now, we often use this word as an adjective to talk about something that is round, like a circle, circular. But in this story, it's used as a noun. So a circular is a notice that is passed around from place to place. So everybody gets the circular in the mail, and they find out the news. It's like a newsletter in a way. Circular. In Chinese, tong bao or tong gao. A circular came in the mail notifying the marshal of a wanted criminal. 美国法警收到了有关一名通缉犯的邮件通报。Circular. Word number 8, territory. A territory is a noun. It's an area that is still not recognized as a state in the United States. So they're claiming it, but they're not controlling it and policing it in the same way as a state. It's not considered a state yet. 尚未正式成为州的区域、领域、疆域。 The native people were allowed to govern themselves by their own laws in the territories, but those living in states had to live by the white man's laws. 住在疆域里面的当地人被允许自治，但住在美洲的人必须遵守白人的法律。 Territory. Word number 9, wanted. Wanted. This is actually an adjective with an ed, and it describes a suspect whom the law wants to arrest for a crime. He's still out there. He's loose. He hasn't been caught. So he's wanted by the law. 通缉犯. It's the 通缉 part that makes him wanted. The man in this picture is wanted for robbery. 这张照片中的男人因为抢劫被通缉。 Wanted. Word number 10, a pack of, and here it refers to a pack of trouble. A pack of is a lot of, or a good deal of. In Chinese, we could use the measure word pi, ep mafan, or dui, i dui mafan, or even judo bu bian. You'll be in a pack of trouble if you can't pay off your gambling debt. 如果你无法偿还赌博债务，你将会遇到一堆麻烦。 A pack of. Word number 11, hardly. Hardly is an adverb. That means it can describe a verb or it can describe another an adjective. So hardly means barely or almost not at all. Just a little bit. Jihu bu or ginger bu in Chinese. I say hi whenever I bump into him around town, but I hardly know him. 当我在城里碰到他的时候，我说嗨，但事实上我几乎不认识他。Hardly. Word number 12, go out of one's way. Now this means to make a special effort to do something good. To go out of your way is making that special effort. 尽一切所能 in Chinese. When I was new here, people went out of their way to make me feel welcome. 当我刚来的时候，人们尽一切所能来欢迎我。Go out of one's way. Word number 13, a two-word verb, hand back. To hand back means to return something, and quite often it can be used to mean return the favor. Hand back, fan bu, or hui bao. People helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to hand back. 当我需要帮助时，人们帮助我。现在轮到我回报了。Hand back. Word number 14, another phrase to show you how it's used. Have faith in somebody. So the combination of faith in means to have a strong belief or trust in somebody, a belief that they will do what is right. Have faith in them. 信赖 or 有信心. After a lifetime of dealing with criminals, the policeman didn't have much faith in humanity. 医生应付罪犯后，尽管对人性没那么多的信心。Have faith in somebody. Word number 15, take a gamble. This is an idiom that isn't really talking about putting your money down on a game at a casino. It's talking about taking a risk. So take a gamble, take a risk. So in Chinese, 冒险 or 走险 押宝 赌上一局 or 下注。他冒着生命危险，在迎面而来的火车前面横跨轨道赛跑。Take a gamble. Well, that's it for the key words. Let's listen now to The Choice, Act 2, Scene 2. This part of the play is about 4 minutes long. Ready?
I wasn't sure about Andy that night, but the next few days changed my mind again. He went all over town looking for a job. He tried everybody and everything, but nothing came of it. And finally, I heard that he'd got discouraged and quit trying. I had a long talk with Jim Buck, and at the end, he said he was sorry he'd lost his temper, but he still wouldn't rehire Andy. And that was that. Until one night about a week later, Doc and I were having a beer over at the Texas Trail.
Well, what I've seen of him, Matt, Andy's got a lot of pride.
Maybe too much pride, Doc.
No, he's young. He's feeling his blood. Oh, my, we were all like that once.
Ah, there's more to it than that.
Well, what?
I don't know, Doc. Andy doesn't talk much, especially to me.
Well, maybe he doesn't trust the law.
Well, most people around here don't.
Yep. Get away from him. Oh, now what?
That's Andy. He's drunk.
Who's that following him? Who is that, Matt?
I'm trying to think, Doc. I've seen his face. Maybe it was his picture.
I said I don't want to drink with you. No drink.
Oh, there's going to be a fight now.
Yeah, stick around, Doc. We may need
A
you.
man won't drink with
Take it any way you like.
Andy, I could kill you. You know, you're drunk.
Try it.
Hold it, Andy.
Stay out of this, Marshal.
He's right. You're too drunk to fight.
Am I? Watch me.
No. Hey. What'd you do that for, Marshal?
They keep you from killing him, Carrick.
Know my name?
I heard Andy say it, but I don't want to hear it again. And I don't want to see you again. You find your horse and you ride him out of town, Carrick, and you keep on riding him. Now, you get moving while you got a chance. Now, Chester.
You should have arrested him, Mr. Dillon. He started the whole trouble.
Yeah, maybe. But right now, get Andy's gun and take him to jail. He can sleep it off there.
Yes, sir, I will. Well, you didn't need me after all, man.
Doc, that's the first time I ever turned an outlaw loose.
What's that?
Carrick. I saw his picture the other day on some news circulars. The law in Oklahoma Territory. I'd like to have him back.
Well, then why didn't you arrest him?
Andy's wanted with him. There's no picture, but I remember the description now. Carrick for murder, Andy for robbery. They were partners.
You let a murderer go?
No, not exactly, Doc. Carrick needs Andy for a partner. That's why he came here. And that's why he'll come back.
If he comes back, you're going to have two outlaws to deal with.
Yeah, maybe. But it's Andy who's going to have to decide that. He's still got a choice to make, Doc. All I'm doing is giving him the chance to make it.
Why should you risk facing a pack of trouble to help a man you hardly know, man?
A man who hardly knew me went out of his way once, Doc. Maybe I'm kind of paying him back.
Oh. Well, I still say you must have a lot of faith in Andy.
No, not a lot, Doc. Just enough to take a gamble.
And now it's time for the walkthrough. Act 2, Scene 2 opens with Matt Dillon talking to us. He tells us that Andy went all over town looking for a job. He seemed like he was willing to do any honest job. He wasn't just trying to get a position that would make it easy to commit a crime. Then Andy gave up and quit trying. Matt felt bad about that, so he talked to Jim Buck. Jim was sorry that he had lost his temper, that he had gotten so uncontrollably angry. He said, 我遗憾了我活脾气，可是我还不愿意再雇佣 Andy. He said, I regret losing my temper, getting angry, but I still don't want to hire Andy. And that was that. That was the end of trying to talk Jim Buck into hiring Andy again. A week later, Matt Dillon and Doc were at the saloon, the bar, having a beer. The saloon is called the Texas Trail. It's for the cowboys who've been riding along the trail from Texas to Dodge City, Kansas. Matt and Doc are talking about Andy, about his character. Doc thinks he has a lot of pride, and that can be a good thing. For example, if you're proud of your work, you do a good job. But Matt thinks he might have too much pride, and that can be a bad thing. Pride can get in our way sometimes. We get too concerned about face. It bothers Matt that Andy doesn't talk much to him. But Matt is the law. He's a man in authority. 执法者 or 当主. And it seems Andy doesn't trust the law. He doesn't want the law to examine him. After all, nobody's perfect. Andy probably has broken the law at some point. There's something he's hiding, but what is it? A brawl starts up in the saloon. Two men are arguing, and they start pushing each other around. This often happens in saloons because people get drunk and lose control. One of the brawlers is Andy. Matt jumps in to break up the fight, but first he tells Doc to stick around, stay here. 别走, or 逗留. If Matt can't stop the fight, they might need a doctor. Andy and the guy called Curick are arguing. Curick wants to have a drink with Andy, but Andy wants nothing to do with Curick. Andy doesn't realize he's too drunk to shoot straight. Matt throws a chair at Curick to break up the fight, and he tells Curick to leave Dodge City. Then he tells Chester to take Andy to jail. That's a place where people are kept after they've been arrested. He's not really arresting Andy when he sends him to jail. 监狱. He's giving Andy a safe place to sleep it off. 解惩, or 睡一觉消除宿醉. Matt then tells Doc that he just let a criminal go free, that he turned an outlaw loose. To turn someone loose means to give them their freedom. 释放. Matt remembered seeing Curick's picture on a circular that he got in the mail. That's a notice that was passed around, so all the lawmen, the sheriffs, the marshals in the area got the circular, 通报 or 通告. The law in Oklahoma Territory wants him arrested. Now, in the late 1800s, when this story is set, Oklahoma is called a territory. Today it's a state, but then it wasn't a state yet, so it was just 领域. And it wasn't as strictly governed as the rest of the country. But why did Matt let a wanted criminal go? Curick was wanted. This describes a suspect that the law wants to arrest for a crime. 通缉犯. He let him go because he remembered the circular also mentioned Andy. Curick was wanted for murder, but Andy was wanted too. He was wanted for robbery. The two of them had been working together. So if he arrested Curick, he would have to arrest Andy too. Doc can't believe Matt let Curick go, but Matt wants to give Andy a chance to prove himself, to show that he does want to be honest and break with his past. He tells Doc he's giving Andy that chance, that opportunity to change. Doc is still surprised. After all, Matt hardly knows Andy. Hardly means almost not at all. He just met him. He hardly knows the guy. 几乎不认识他. So as marshal, Matt is risking a pack of trouble, a lot of trouble. Ipimathan, to help someone he hardly knows. Why? Matt hints at his own past. He says, a man who hardly knew me went out of his way once. If you go out of your way, you make a special effort, and it's to do something good. 尽一切所能. And now, he says, it's my turn to hand back, to return that favor, not to the guy that helped me, but to some other guy, Andy, who seems to want to become an honest person. Fan bu or hui bao, hand back. Doc concludes that Matt must have a lot of faith in Andy. He must really believe that Andy is going to do what's right. Xin lai, or yo xin xin. But Matt realizes it could go either way. It's Andy's choice now. He's not the one in control. So he says, I have just enough faith in Andy to take a gamble. Matt 冒着一匹麻烦危险来给 Andy 一个机会，做绝对的选择。He's willing to risk having a lot of trouble in order to give Andy this opportunity to make the right choice. Well, that's it for the walkthrough. Let's listen again to Act 2, Scene 2.
I wasn't sure about Andy that night, but the next few days changed my mind again. He went all over town looking for a job. He tried everybody and everything, but nothing came of it. And finally, I heard that he'd got discouraged and quit trying. I had a long talk with Jim Buck, and at the end, he said he was sorry he'd lost his temper, but he still wouldn't rehire Andy. And that was that. Until one night about a week later, Doc and I were having a beer over at the Texas Trail.
From what I've seen of him, Matt, Andy's got a lot of pride.
Maybe too much pride, Doc.
No, he's young. He's feeling his blood. Oh, my, we were all like that once.
There's more to it than that.
Well, what?
I don't know, Doc. Andy doesn't talk much, especially to me.
Well, maybe he doesn't trust the law.
Well, most people around here don't.
Yep.
Get away from him.
Oh, now what?
It's Andy. He's drunk.
Who's that following him? Who is that, Matt?
I'm trying to think, Doc. I've seen his face. Maybe it was his picture.
I said I don't want to drink with you. No drink.
Oh, there's going to be a fight, Matt.
Yeah, stick around, Doc. We may need you.
A man won't drink with
Take it any way you like.
Andy, I could kill you. You know, you're drunk.
Try it.
Hold it, Andy.
Stay out of this, Marshal.
He's right. You're too drunk to fight.
Am I? Watch me.
No.
Hey! What'd you do that for, Marshal?
To keep you from killing him, Carrick.
Know my name?
I heard Andy say it, but I don't want to hear it again. And I don't want to see you again. You find your horse and you ride him out of town, Carrick, and you keep on riding him. Now, you get moving while you got a chance. Now, Chester.
You should have arrested him, Mr. Dillon. He started the whole trouble.
Yeah, maybe. But right now, get Andy's gun and take him to jail. He can sleep it off there.
Yes, sir, I will. Well, you didn't need me after all, man.
Doc, that's the first time I ever turned an outlaw loose.
What's that?
Carrick. I saw his picture the other day on some news circulars. The law in Oklahoma Territory. I'd like to have him back.
Well, then why didn't you arrest him?
Andy's wanted with him. There's no picture, but I remember the description now. Carrick for murder, Andy for robbery. They were partners.
You let a murderer go?
No, not exactly, Doc. Carrick needs Andy for a partner. That's why he came here. And that's why he'll come back.
If he comes back, you're going to have two outlaws to deal with.
Yeah, maybe. But it's Andy who's going to have to decide that. He's still got a choice to make, Doc. All I'm doing is giving him the chance to make it.
Why should you risk facing a pack of trouble to help a man you hardly know, man?
A man who hardly knew me went out of his way once, Doc. Maybe I'm kind of paying him back.
Oh. Well, I still say you must have a lot of faith in Andy.
No, not a lot, Doc. Just enough to take a gamble.
Let's talk. Matt let Curick go free, even though he knew he was wanted for murder. What do you think of his reasoning, his reason why he did this? Is his strategy foolish or wise? Tell me all about it in the comment below the show notes at www.englishmomentum.com/DL098. Or you can also leave a comment on my Facebook page at facebook.com/EnglishMomentum. Remember, the English-Chinese flashcards and games are available on Quizlet at englishmomentum.com/Quizlet. And for anyone who wants to review the vocabulary and read the radio play transcript, the bonus PDF is now at www.englishmomentum.com. Log in to English Momentum, go to this podcast episode number 98, and you'll be able to download the bonus PDF. You could also be listening to Dramatic Listening on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. You'll find a link to Stitcher in my show notes at englishmomentum.com. Well, folks, that's it for this episode. Thanks for joining me again this week. And if you're enjoying this story, please share it with a friend. See you again in 2 weeks as the story continues. Bye for now.